ladies. I am sorry I was in queue. Was waiting for YouTube to let me go live. So I didn't want to hold you too much, so I already made the rainbow Skinner blend. And let me say hi to everybody first. Hi Elaine, thank you for making it. Hi Karen. Hi Carlene. Hi Lianka. Hi Sharon. Hi Rebecca. So let's get back to what I'm going to do today. I wanted to show you how you can get a tie-dye effect using a Skinner blend and a texture. So this is, oh god, I forgot to look up the name of it. It is one of Helen Braille's textures. Stamps and textures. And it is oh shoot, Trish doesn't have it anymore, so let's search on Helen Braille's website, I hope. But you can use it with any texture that is kind of like sun rays. You can even make your own. So I'm doing a quick Google search. Should have done this before. So you can even use the jitterbug for this. Okay, so this is radiating rays, and yes, she still has it. There we go, she still has it on PolyClay Play. I don't know why it doesn't come up. So it's the radiating rays, as you can see, and it should be on my Amazon influencer store as well. There we go. So just in case, to make sure that, if you give me just a minute, I'm going to grab one of my handmade ones. So you can make something like this. You can make something like this. My favorite clays to do homemade textures are the Bake and Bend, as well as Cost Clay. So they both work just fine. And what was I going to do? I'm going to get some black here. Which I'm not sure if I got any ready. I thought I did, but I guess I was wrong. I might have to grab some black. Anyway, before I do anything else, let's get this into a nice plug. And you're gonna ask, what the heck have you been doing all day if now you're looking for stuff? Well, I've been busy. It started to be in the 90s here, so whatever I want to do outside has to be done well before 12. So I pretty much kind of start working on the garden not long after sunrise. So all right, so I'm going to get this in a long strip, and as I said before, it's going to be nicely pressed together because I don't want them to separate, especially at the ends. So whenever you do this kind of stuff, don't forget to go with your roller over. And do not worry about the ends being a little bit raggedy, because that's going to be fixed when we do the plug. So you end up with something like this. That's nice. So this is on the thicker setting, and I'm going to go thinner than this. So this is on a 4, and I'm going to stop here because otherwise it's going to get too long and hard to manage for my already tired hands. But as I said, you don't have to worry much about the end, because what I'm going to do, I'm going to kind of patch it up here. Just make sure that it is nice and even. Start rolling it. Roll it. As you can see, my Rainbow Skinner blend is a little bit loose. It's not, you don't have to do it to perfection. And start rolling in whichever of the ends is the shortest as colors go. So the blue is my shortest one. So that is what I'm going to use. And I don't know about you, I always tell you be careful how you roll, so you don't get one side more inside or more outside. I always end up with that. And I stopped trying to find excuses for it. Alrighty. I'm going to cut the ends that are messed up, and it is fairly nice as rainbow goes, and I'm gonna make some stuff with those ends too. Okay, need more. And there we go. This should be pretty much it. It also helps when you cut them straight. It helps tremendously. Alrighty, now I'm going to grab a slice of this, and I'm going to grab a slice a little bit chunkier. To be very honest, my Skinner blends look like this because if you go and watch again my very old Skinner blend tutorial, I showed there how to, in case your stuff doesn't come up perfectly right, how you can insert more of a color. Like, for example, for rainbows, what you have to be very careful is, I do start with primary colors, but I also put in helpers. Like here I put between the red and the blue, I put some wisteria. You can put some orange between the red and the yellow. That is number one. Number two, anything that is very light like the yellow, or even when you talk about the red, violet, blue, red and blue are going to eat up your violet if it's not wide enough. The same will happen with the yellow between the green and the red. Well, I don't know. Considering how much I worked in the backyard, that might be true for myself too. I actually went ahead and did, because we had a lot of rain yesterday morning, and Sebastian has disappeared, and I'm very heartbroken about that. I looked for him yesterday morning. It was still dark. I knew that he was scared of storms, but he didn't answer, and then because we had a storm yesterday morning, and I haven't seen him since, so I hope he's okay. But yeah, what I've been doing is whenever the ground is wet enough, especially in my backyard where I have quite a bit of, and I'm not going to do much on the back. Remember what I told you, whenever you do flattening, make sure you flip, because otherwise the one on top is going to kind of go over the boundaries. But what I wanted to say is I prefer to pull stuff out better than just using the weed eater on it, you know. So I've been carefully pulling out all kinds of weeds and even crabgrass and stuff. And the thing that I'm always battling here, but this is the area for it, I guess, and it's really irritating, is Bermuda grass. So, hi Wendy, hi Mona. Okay, I said hi to the new people. Just a second. Just a second. Sorry about that. I have a closet in this room. I keep my most of my clay in, but I have to put boxes in front of the door because otherwise the cats get into it, especially, guess who? Finnegan. And he goes in there, and he's a very curious cat. And I have the clay in plastic tubs, not very big, you know, the kind that are like this by this by this. No matter how well I snap the lids, he will open them. And he opens them, and then he starts rummaging in. And sometimes I find him chewing on the wrapping of a package of polymer clay. Hi, Kanchana. Alrighty. So I'm going to do this black super thin. You're still traveling, Kanchana? She's got a travel all over the world thing. And she keeps us posted on Facebook. Alrighty. So I have this, but now what I'm going to do is I'm going to gently stretch it to make it even thinner. I ran out. I need to buy some cheapo arthritis plasters from the Dollar Tree for those inserts that help making clay. One of these or these, because those help getting much thinner sheets, and I need something that is super thin. So you want to very gently pull this until you get a very thin piece, and pull it until you feel that it's almost on the brink of breaking, but without breaking it. It helps whenever you use this technique. It helps if the clay is super soft, super conditioned. I didn't have to super condition because I still have blocks of that super soft black. So there we go. I have a little bit. Now I'm going to get this through the machine on the thickest setting. It was about like that. And I'm going to put it face down on the black. Make sure it's well stuck. And get as much of the extra that I can. Oh yes, and I haven't, I mean, people who follow me on Facebook know, but people who don't, remember I was supposed to get a PET scan, and the results have come back, and there is no evidence of metastatic disease. The lymph nodes, I'm going again on the thickest setting. The lymph nodes that they've been watching are unchanged. Now I'm going on the second thickest. And you go until you see a slight deformation, okay? Now I'm going to place it here. Yeah, so practically the only difference is one of the lymph nodes has a very slight increase, like from 3 millimeters by 7 millimeters to 4 millimeters by 9 millimeters, but they think that it is from, because I told you I started having some issues with that hernia repair I had, and there is visible inflammation in that area, so they think that's what it is. Okay, hold on. And the only other difference is that compared to the 2019 one is that now I'm fat. So, oh, and the other thing that I found out why I've been having so much trouble with my thyroid medication, because my doctor finally thought of asking me. They actually called and asked me. It's because I eat tons of grapefruit. So she said no more grapefruit. And me, I was so happy and so proud that I eat healthy, you know. And I knew that grapefruit interferes with like blood pressure medication and stuff, but I didn't know that it interferes with thyroid medication. So I'm gonna really miss my grapefruit. It's like, what else do I have to give up? Okay, wish me luck. I hope I did a good enough impression. I went quite thin here. Alright, and this before I'm going to wipe my blade on a paper towel with Armor All. I'm going to put my eyes on. And then we will start slicing. Huh, what do you think? Oh, and you know what? I'm going to prepare something so that I can just haphazardly here. Does it look tie-dye-ish? What do you think? And this way, even if you get those lines that you sometimes can get, it still conforms to the tie-dye effect. I'm just placing these upside down on the black because this is too pretty not to save. Okay, I'm having some sticky issues. It is that black. Hey, I don't put this on the paper towel. I'm supposed to put it on the black, not here. So isn't this a gorgeous effect? And it comes up from so little. I mean, yeah, the most is to do the rainbow Skinner blend, but stickiness, 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 stickiness. And on this one, I'm going to show you something. Look in my box of canes, because I know that I still had some left, but even if not, I can whip up one real quick, or use something else for it. Actually, better use, I'm thinking loud, don't mind me. Yeah, and you can use other colors, obviously. You don't have to use these exact colors. But I thought of using the rainbow because silver, because it's more spectacular. Okay, and I think that this should be pretty much it. I don't think I need to worry about doing anything else. So obviously the next thing is to burnish it. Excuse me. And see how the wax paper shows where it needs to that would look awesome, really. And because I'm not dealing with pearlescence, I can roll the roller. I don't have to just rub, but I'm going to first rub. Let's go over it again. So this is just air trapped, it's not. So I guess it is. So you can use whatever, you don't have to make it this big. I made it big like this so you can see the full effect. You can make it smaller, and you can make pendants, you can make all kinds of stuffs with it. And remember, you can buy this, but you can also make your own, and you can just use either the pearl and edge for that, one of these, or simply a knitting needle. That would work too. But let's go ahead and work on the other one too. So I got this. That is the actual remnants, and and it is very, very discreet, as you can see. And we are going to do something with it. So first I rolled it, and now I'm going to burnish it as well. So that it can be nice and flat. And I made up my mind, I'm not going to use a cane, but I'm going to use a stencil. Remember that super exceptional price set of stickers like this one. That is like $8, $9, and you get like 30 of them. I'm going to use these bubbles. Hey. Want to make sure that the stencil is well on the, and then I am going to use some interference blue Perlex, which is not this one. It's this one. It helps when you look at the label before bringing it to the table, you know? It helps a lot. These I got also from PolyClay Play, and they are awesome to use for stencils and not only. Alrighty. So you don't want to grab too much, so I'm going to dip this in, but then I'm going to drop the extra in the lid. Well, that is awesome, and I hope you do, Kim. And I hope you do recover fast enough. And I do suggest that you do this with an interference. You can, of course, you can use an acrylic too. But if you do, I suggest you use the color shift. And I shouldn't have put that one back. And I'm going to put some white on this as well. I should have kept this. You need to keep us updated as much as you can. Now with the white, I'm not going to go over the whole thing, just kind of like that is it. Alrighty, so let's grab this up. Me likey. As I said, try to keep us updated if you can. I know that the last thing you want to do after surgery is to jump on YouTube, but when you can, when you're able to. Oops. Alrighty, so let me see if I manage to get 3 pieces out of this. Okay, this is definitely too big, so this will have to do 4 when it comes to pendant. So I kind of want to put these together here. There we go. It works. Some of them I'm going to remove after I remove the cutters. And of course, what do these need? Mona said it. We need resin. I'm not going to do all 3 of them right now. And of course, if you want, you can do that on tie-dye, but I think it would be a little bit too crowded. On this one, it works because it's very... it's very subdued. So what should I do? Let me do the one in the middle. And generally speaking, mokume gane rainbow is fabulous for the rainbow skinner blend is fabulous for mokume gane, not just in this. I'm going to go in the other room while this is curing and bring you another example that's not a tie-dye, but it is a rainbow, and it is done with pearlescence, so non-resined. Alrighty, let's put this to cure, and I shall be back in a few seconds. Right now I'm using this, but I'm only using the Chinese kind, because only the Chinese kind is Yes, you can put, and I explained this before. As long as you use the Chinese UV resin, you'll be fine. You can bake it without the resin messing up. Okay, so this is what I was telling you about. Why am I putting on my eyeglasses? So, but this is buffed, and it is on pearlescence. Only on this one, what I did, I flattened, so we have the rainbow, you know, purple, blue, violet, red, orange, yellow, green, and I smooshed it like this. I turned it like this, and I put some black, very thin black in between, and then I deformed it, regular mokume gane deforming, and this is what came up, and I think it is fabulous. Now, actually, I used also some white, some very thin black and white pearl smooshed together. That's what I used on this. Alrighty. So if you apply, Kanchana, if you apply the resin on raw clay, it will not pull on the edges, it will not spoon out. Okay, so you can see how fabulous this is. You can try all these. This I'm not entirely sure what I'm gonna do. Might do earrings as well, might do something else. And this should work. Oh, maybe the other way. I'll see how I'm going to cut them. Anyway, this is it. I hope you enjoyed it and you're going to try it. And I am sure that you will like it. As I said, you don't have to make the a rainbow Skinner blend too perfectly gradiated. Gradiated is not a word, but you know what I mean. Right? So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to grab this. This is the last thing I'm going to show you. I'm going to grab this and this out of the way, and this, not this, I need my regular plate. Yes, exactly. And let's not forget, actually I just realized that I made a rainbow and it's Pride Month. So if you have any family or friends or customers, you'll have stuff to give them and make for them. Okay, so this, and I had the other one. Let me get all of it in here. And as you can see, I didn't cut them in too small chunks, but I'm going to get them smushed together nicely. And do first what's called a parallelepiped. That means a 3D object that has all the sides are rectangles. Of course, a square is a rectangle. So pretty much this, and then I'm going to round it up. And make sure that it is well pressed so it doesn't start coming apart. And no, I'm not going to make a Natasha. I am going to make twisties. Yes, and don't forget to give me thumbs up if you like what I'm showing you. Yeah, every time I think that I'm finally caught up with the garden, it rains and everything goes boom again. Oh, I almost forgot to tell you, I was so happy last evening. In the past 10 days, 10 years or so, but especially the past like 8 years, but it started about 10 years ago. Started worse 8 years ago. We've been having quite a bit of a drought here in Oklahoma, and slowly the fireflies started disappearing, because fireflies need like a moistish grassy area for reproduction. That's where they breed. So when that disappeared, and I tried for a long time to keep up watering my backyard, but I just couldn't, because you know, when you have over 30 days of 100 degrees. Okay, I'm going to now start twisting. And with all the rain that we had, guess what I saw last evening? I saw fireflies again, and I was so happy. Okay, and now I'm going to round it up nicely. And cut it again in half. Look at this. And I am getting them back together again. I always found that whenever I'm doing something this style, the most beautiful parts are inside, you know. Thank you, Rebecca. So actually this came up so pretty, I might even leave them like this. And do just the ends. So you want them to be pretty much even. So I am going to use a ruler in this case, and to grab the ends, cut them off so that we are on a more even base. And let's see how many I can make. So I got pretty much 3 inches. So I can work with 3/4 of an inch segments. So half, 3/4, 3/4. I'm gonna get 4 beads out of this. And what I'm going to do is to gently pull the ends in. And this works for any Skinner blend, okay? Even if it won't be as colorfully spectacular as this one, it will still be beautiful. Sometimes, to be very honest, sometimes I made skinner blends just to make beads like this. And I have one more thing to show you with that. So I'm not done yet, but anyway, so once I am to this stage, I gently start twisting it in my hand. And there we go. If you make this with make a skinner blend with white, and you can use like the magenta pearlescent, but very little of the magenta. I have a very light pinkish skinner blend, and then make it again in one of these rolls, and then chop it with black. And when you do this, it's going to look like mother of pearl inclusions. Okay, and this one again. Yes, you can. Alrighty. So now for the last one, I'm going again to cut a section, and guess what we can do with it? I'm going to reduce it a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to reduce it. And what would be the cane that comes to mind the most when you see a round plug of skinner blend? It's a "do you thinking what I'm thinking" kind of thing. Okay, I don't want to allow it to come too far out. Generally, the glues used for porcelain nowadays are resin. Have fun, Karen. You cannot go camping at this time of the year in Oklahoma because of ticks. There are so many of them. It's unreal. Okay, I promise you I'll be finished soon. I just need to remove some of the extra stuff. Oh, come on, come out wherever you are. This can be used for more beads. And with this, cutting quarters. Bring the edges in. And what am I making now? Do you remember? For some reason, that is the most watched tutorial that I have on YouTube. We got the barbed cane. Oh, we have possums, but still they don't get all of them. There's so many. All right. There we go. Pretty stuff, huh? Almost looks like a Kalyana, so let's make it a leaf. There we go. Pretty leaf. Hi Francis, yeah, you are late, but you can always rewatch it. So, there you go. I showed you how to make the tie-dye thing, how to make something with the shavings from the tie-dye, how to make beads, and how to use more of the plug of the Skinner blend, and how to make pretty leaf canes. I hope that you liked it, and I hope that you'll be trying it, and let me know what you did with them. Send me photos on Facebook. Okay, thank you so much, and enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Kim, don't forget to try and keep us updated, and I'm going to go lay down for a little bit and then go back out. I don't think I'm gonna be going back out, actually. It's gonna be too late right now. It is 83. I can still do a few things. A few things. Thank you. Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day. Bye. Thank you. And don't forget to thumbs up.